off the bat. I want you to stand up if you've done any gambling in the last 12 months. It's March Madness, so if you have a bracket, that counts. If you play one of those apps on your phone, that counts. If you bet on the Super Bowl how long Taylor Swift would be shown on TV, that counts. All right, looks like we got about 85%-ish of the room, which is actually what Google says is the amount of Americans that have done some sort of gambling in the last 12 months. So those of you that are standing right now, I have a bet for you. I want you to think about a deal in your pipeline that you have set to close in the next 30 days, 45 days. Can you think of one? Start thinking about it. Now, will you bet your annual income that deal will close for what and when you say you will? If you will take that bet, stay standing. If not, sit down. We got a couple people standing. Give these guys an applause. They're doing something right. Awesome. Well, I've got to tell you that if you're in sales, I'm going to argue that you're gambling every single day. You're gambling on the deals in your pipeline. You're gambling on the decisions that you're making, maybe for inventory, maybe for resources, obviously financial decisions. So my goal today is to give you at least one thing that will improve your odds and gamble a little less. You guys good with that? Just one. You only need one thing from this talk. You guys good with that? All right. Raise your hand if you know who either one of these people are. I didn't until I was doing this talk. Perfect. I got a couple people. So these are professional gamblers. Annie Duke was the most successful woman poker player until she retired, and now she's a very successful book author. I think she's written 4 books. For the Canadians in the room, Daniel Negreanu is still on the circuit. Very, very successful. Combined, they've won, one was $4.2 million, the other was almost $6 million. And I'm here to tell you that I think these folks gamble a whole lot less than you do every single day. There is not a move that they make that is not backed with data and a process. So I want to help you apply the same thing to your pipelines. So first we need to understand, what are your current odds? So I want you to think again about those late stage deals in your pipeline, the ones that you say are going to close in the next 30, 45 days. And I want you to put a percentage of confidence of how likely it is that that deal is going to close for what and how much you have listed. So when you have the percentage, just shout it out. What percentages did you come up with? 75, I like it. Come on, guys. I know it's end of day 2, but we can do it. 80, wow, impressive. There's not a lot of honest people in this room. It got really, really quiet. Because Intangent says that 80% of companies don't have a deal confidence of those late stage deals higher than 75%. So even though you didn't say it out loud, I know. It's okay. We're going to help you improve those odds today. And there's a lot of reasons why it's difficult to predict when our deals are going to close. And it starts with a lot of the things that you've heard over the last 2 days. The buying process has changed. Dave talked a lot about this. It used to be pretty linear. Guess what? Now it's a bowl of spaghetti, according to Gardner. It's a jumbled mess. You saw this slide from Dave yesterday. He spent a lot of time here. What I want you to look at is on this slide, everywhere where you see something in bold is where they need alignment as a buying group. Every single one of those, they got to get on the same page. It's no wonder, any of you in Rosso's talk hear him talking about a champion? It's no wonder that even when you have a champion, status quo is easier. No decision is easier. Because look at this mess that they have to go through and be on the same page on. So here's some more data for you. If you were in Jody's talk yesterday, you saw these same numbers. 55% of B2B organizations are experiencing dysfunction. Now, what does that dysfunction look like? I come from the Detroit area, obviously a big car manufacturing hub. I would argue to my automotive clients that are in the room, you guys have it the worst. Highest amount of dysfunction trying to call on GM and Ford and all those guys. Dysfunction can be in buyer turnover. Oh, that's a strategy of theirs, by the way, and it works very well. Oh, we don't want to let you know who this procurement is person. We don't want to get too close. Time to change them out, right? So it could be coming from turnover. It could be coming from lack of alignment internally. How many of you have to sell and maybe the decision is being made across the pond, or there's a global buying group? Have you ever had the left hand not talking to the right hand? North America wants to do this. Germany says nope. Could be dysfunction from that. We see a lot of that. The other one we see a lot is conflicting priorities. Engineering wants this, manufacturing wants this, I want this, and so therefore we can't agree on the priority, which leads to 74% of them not making a quality buying decision for them. A lot of dysfunction.